We will now shift our focus to a different perspective from a representative of an SME. Rica Holzmann believes that this initiative holds immense potential for SMEs. Rica, please let us know why.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about, in my opinion, very important thing about the SMEs in the context of, Factory X. My previous speakers already talked about the goals and the mission and so on of Factory X and Manufacturing X. But what I'm facing a lot is that the companies that I'm talking to are asking me questions that I would like to answer very brief now because I just have 10 minutes, but I think it's important to listen to the SMEs as well. They ask me about the data security, about the trustworthiness in these data spaces. We ask me about the benefits they have if they participate, and the main question is it just a regulatory thing, or do we really have business models at the end, and is it worth to participate in an early stage? And I would like to answer these questions out of the perspective of an SME and out of the perspective of a software provider. First of all, I think all of you know this maturity level thing. We always try to bring companies into a maturity level and think about what level do they have and what is the next step. And what we see in many companies of the German Mittelstand is that they do already have the digital data. They have them visible, transparent. They have a level of connectivity, but we do not really think about the business models that come with these data and with these opportunities. And the main challenge here is that they have to exchange the data to really have the chances to make business models. At the moment, they just have it inside their own companies. They can maybe connect to their operating systems, but not to really make models like pay-per-use, pay-per-performance, or new products on that. And the biggest challenges are, that they have a lot of heterogeneous IoT data, as we've heard from Trump and DMG in the previous talk. It's not that easy to connect to all the IoT data they have at the shop floor. They have large volumes of data, and this makes it very, very hard to aggregate the data and filter the data in a good way, and we have no answer on this question about security and safety of their production and of their data. And this is where, in our opinion, Manufacturing X comes in place. To generate a cross-industry open data ecosystem where also the SMEs can participate in, and which is based on standards. And I think the standard point is really important for SMEs to take part in these ecosystems so that they can just, let's say, connect to the ecosystem, deliver the ecosystem with the right data, and be able to take part with not that much effort as it would be at the moment. And we as Soffico take part in the Factory X consortium in 3 different sub-projects, which in our opinion is very important for the SMEs to be able to adapt to these ecosystems. The 3 sub-projects are, the one sub-project is Manufacturing as a Service. Manufacturing as a Service has the aim to make the use of capacities more effective. Means that the providers and the consumers have to be connected so that they can see where there are capacities free, and to make like a network of consumers and providers, and so that we see how many capacities could be available for production. This also makes things possible like the outsourcing of small production steps to other companies if there's an opportunity based on the capacities. The second thing is the modular production sub-project. It's about the maximization of the efficiency and agility in production. Means that the tooling and the revalidation of new production lines has to be much more efficient than it is today, especially in the very regulated industries. And we're working on that sub-project very close together with Holzmann out of pharma packaging. The third very important thing in Factory X out of our perspective is the basic services. Basic services have the aim to be like the kernel of interoperability within the whole Factory X initiative. So that means to set the standards, make the architecture and the documentation so that it's clear for everybody how to connect to all the sub-projects. I think I have to speed up a little bit, but let me explain from our perspective how we would how we see connectivity in part of these sub-projects. First of all, there has to be opportunity to design these connections with standard protocols and standard adapters that also support the legacy protocols that might be in place in the production area. There has to be a possibility for transformation and for data mapping, and it should be based on low coding or artificial intelligence. And after in the operations, testing, mocking, or CI/CD support will be necessary to make the effort as less as possible for the operation. Moreover, there has to be a monitoring or proactive monitoring of all the connectivity workflows that are in place to enable it a robust and resilient system.
Rica, just a short moment.
Yeah.
You have more time. The time
okay.
was wrong. Take your time.
Okay, thank you. Nevertheless, I would like to show you the last architecture framework that in our opinion is very important to answer the question about resilience and security of the data. And I will switch to this slide because in my opinion it's very important. I want to share it with you. So in our view, there have to be connectors like the Eclipse Data Space connector or other potentially future connectors that cooperate with each other and that do not only bring the functionality of being a connector or an adapter, but also have functionalities for example, contract management. Contract management means there has to be a contract between the provider of the data and the consumer of the data, so that it's quite clear what is the legal aspect by sharing the data. There also has to be functionality of identity management. Means everybody who wants to connect to the data has to prove his identity. Because this is really a big fear of the small, mid-sized Mittelstand that don't want to share data with unknown person or unknown companies. Third thing is there has to be a regulated policy engine. Means it has to be clear how what policies has to be or what is the policy behind this data space, and everybody has to have the same policy that they have to agree on. Yeah, that's it. I think I'm in time. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Rica.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.